Hey guys, and welcome back to my street. Let's see if this is working. Just gotta fix this. Just gotta let this game load here. See if this turns up anything interesting, to say the least. There we go. And done. Just like that. Yeah, it's got the Challenger, which is fantastic, as always. Vader's probably not going to be on for very much longer, but that's alright. We still love it. We still got the object. If you were here last stream, I got the Object 279 and the Challenger Challenger 1 Fuon, which is a very good tank. We took the Challenger 1 Fuon to the range last stream. So this stream, let's take the Object 279 out to the field to see how well it can run the course, although I still don't know how to run it properly. I should probably figure out how to run this course properly one day, but not today. Today we're just gonna see how well it does on different areas of the test run.
Identify. Hostile tank.
I mean, we did see what it looks like, but we didn't actually take it out for a test drive. This is what we're gonna do today. Sorry about that. Just gonna load my HE. Let's see how much damage my HE does on this Scorpion FE101.
Up.
Good. HE approved. See if that. Yes, I can. Juicy damage. Oh, actually, I know I can run that. That's just a matter of speed, but that's kind of useless. It's not a very fast tank, so let's just see how well it does.
Identify target. Hostile PC.
Pop both balloons there. That's not so good. This is a very nice flag. If anyone wants to translate that flag, feel free to try to. I don't know what it says yet. I know it says the flag is 1941 to 1945. That's this is the World War II flag. I'm assuming it's the flag that actually got planted on the on Berlin, on the Reichstag. I don't know that for
Identify target. Hostile tank.
I guess.
Target locked on. Target's gone.
This is not very good. Wait, I wonder. Yeah, no, this is even worse. You know, I can't even move like this anymore. can't move like this. hydraulics of sorts. Whatever the hell that's.
Identify targets. Hostile PC.
I know the Object 279 is a Cold War tank that was meant to reflect nuclear shells. I don't know how well that does because I don't know if it actually went on the range to go test itself for a nuclear bomb.
We're taking on water.
This is a very low profile tank and I can get even lower like this. It's almost submerged.
Identify.
It's hilarious.
Tank.
That's hilarious. It almost it was almost completely submerged. That's hilarious.
Identify targets. Hostile tank.
When I played my Challenger 1 Fuelin, that spot was not occupied. I do not know why. Anyways, let's do some shooting tests. Alright. One more. I hope that hit. It looked like it did. I can't see a target anymore. That's tower number 6.
Identify. Hostile tank.
This is a very, very slow tank. It is not fast by any means.
Target eliminated.
Like I said, it has a very impressive gun and is very capable.
Identify targets. Hostile PC.
Well, it is rough, and it does. I still don't know what this is for. I don't know what practical purpose this actually serves at all. I guess it helps you go hold down a little bit more. It's like an accordion. Like an accordion. Anyways, well, that works. It works. And I give it an evaluation of, well, let's see. Well, the mobile, well, it being mobile is not its strong suit. So, the mobility, I give it a 2 out of 10. It could be worse. When it's going over bumps and hills and stuff, it is definitely capable of going over them, provided I'm in the right mode. on the other hand, the firepower is actually amazing. The HE is actually very capable of destroying soft targets, while the AP rounds are more than capable of destroying main battle tanks. Its versatility is pretty good. Its armor is probably the one of, if not the best at its tier, because the angling on that armor is just insane. And then, provided that you press E, that you dab the E key and make the whole tank go down, it just makes it even harder. You can literally buff its armor just that little bit better. Yeah, no, nobody is online. This is not a very good tank. I really don't know what the deal with this is. I mean, it's got better turret armor, I guess. Harsh. Good turret. And this is the fuel one. There you go. Similar to that, but you know, different because it's got a flag, the Irish flag on it. There's almost no difference in it, other than the skin. But I do like what you gotta admit, the skin and the flag is actually pretty cool. The flag on it is what sold me. I'll be honest. This, if it wasn't for the flag, I would not buy it. But I do enjoy the flag on it, because that is actually a nice touch. How many games actually put a flag on a tank? I mean, it's not something very. I mean, it's something very, very small and something you can definitely take for granted. But it's the small things in life that you really gotta appreciate. Gunner. Cannon hit points increase? Yes, please, because people are always gonna aim for your gun to damage you, especially if they can't paint your front freaking armor. The turret traverse is not bad. Could always aim quicker though. And now Gwen. Guan Hyoshin. That's a very Chinese name. Let's do secured ammunition and rapid fire. You can always get your fire rate of fire improved. Whenever you can, I always recommend it. Let's do ambition. Let's do Banshee. Because Banshee is always fun. Banshee is lots and lots and lots and lots of fun. So there's not very many people on, at least. But whatever. That's kind of the thing that you kind of expect from Armored Warfare. It's usually not very busy, if at all. Maybe I'd have better luck in hard difficulty. Yay, there we go. Now we're in a mission. Yay, there we go. Got it. Ooh. There's tier 8s. Well, I am at a challenger one, so I should be more than capable of dealing with these tier 8s. So yeah. First we got to liberate the nuclear power plant, recover the plutonium, and then get to B2 and get the extraction there in time.
Black Company, we spotted laser throw forces loading dangerous materials on cargo trucks. They're jamming our satellites. We need eyes on the ground.
What looks better, the
Get in there and stop them before they get away.
Abrams. Me personally, I like the way that the Challenger one looks more than the M1A Abrams. That's all in personal taste. And this is one frickin' sexy, amazing looking thing. Let's load my...
Take out their satellite jammers so we can track their movements in the area.
So it looks like I'll have some good opportunities to use it. Or M1134 ATGM. He's
Identify. Hostile tank. Load squad.
He's got plenty of it.
Ammo up. No effect. Load zero.
Switch back to
We still attack. Identify targets. Hostile tank. It's sick. Moving out. Loader Sabo.
and get his engine.
Loader Sabo.
Let's get some fire on that T5.
truck spotted heading west. Get out there and stop them before we lose them in the mountains.
Road, Sabo.
Now, next shot should kill the PLO-1. 4 shots. There we go. Let's get moving. This area is... Oh no, there's only one objective. That's the... Recover the plutonium before it's stolen. Well, I guess liberating the nuclear power plant is a big bonus. If they do get advantage of those plutonium rods. It was a joke. Oh,
Black Company, we're running out of time. Secure the targets before they get away.
Anyway.
Rotor, Sabo.
We're still getting a little interference. There must be one more out there.
It's dead. It's not a very fast tank. It gets around.
Road, Sabo.
Damaged his ammo rack, but did not do any significant damage.
Road, Sabo. Target locked. Road, Sabo.
Let's get everyone focused on that Abrams.
Rotor, Sabo.
Let's get everyone focused on that T90MS.
Ammo, up! Rotor, target locked on. Target's gone. Road, Sabo.
There we go. Move on. Because the Irish are here. Move away, you fat Abrams.
Identify target. Hostile tank. Road, Sabo.
What's that, AP? There's a lot of main battle tanks this round.
The signal is coming in loud and clear.
That's like the Irish do and like the Canadian do. If this was a Canadian flag, that would be even better. If you could have this like you wanted it to be, that'd be
We've sent in a jet to block their path. That should buy you a
But
few
you
more
can't make
minutes.
a flag that's Canadian.
Identify target. Guns been hit. Hostile
Irish
PC.
only.
Road, Sabo.
That was the ammo rack kit, but not a detonation of the
We're hit. Penetrated. Optic scanning. Took a hit. Close one, they hit the ammo. Shit, optics down. Identified. Hostile tank. Motor, squash. Site repaired. Sight is up. Ammo rack clear. Track's up, moving out. Optics repaired. Optics repaired. Guns repaired. Motor, Sabo. Motor, Sabo.
Come at me, come on, come on, come at me, you bugger.
Target eliminated. We took a hit. Shit, optics down. Identify target. targets. Optics online. Hostile tank. Load. Sabo.
I set him on fire. I say I set him on fire.
Loader. Sabo.
Look, another fire.
Enemy destroyed.
Got one round of AP left,
Roll
and let's
squad.
switch to Hesh, because there's a BMD right there. Right for the picking.
Identify target. Hostile tank. Loader. Squash.
And that did nothing. But we'll do something to that leopard, probably. Try to get him in a good spot. Not really.
Identify. Hostile tank. Loader. Multiple systems hit. Gun damage.
Let's redo this.
Identify target. Hostile tank. Load Sabo. They hit us hard. Trigger hit. Target eliminated. Load Sabo. We lost track. Optic damage. Loader squash. It's fixed. Moving out. Ammo up. Loader Sabo. Sights down. They hit our track. Loader Sabo. Enemy destroyed. Ammo rack clear. Engines up. It's fixed. Moving out. Optics online. They hit us hard. Optics online. Guns clear. Turret fixed. Load Sabo. Loader Sabo. Enemy destroyed. Loader Sabo. Loader Sabo.
Thank the Irish for their flags.
Load Sabo. Identify target. Hostile tank.
You've done it, Black Company.
We did it.
We'll take it from here.
Woohoo!
This
We
time,
barely
we're sending a
won it.
hazmat team to recover the materials safely.
I can imagine all that spotting damage I just finished doing for that guy. Because he was basically doing nothing except sniping in the Abrams when he could have been helping me take damage. I don't know. He could have. But he didn't. Oh well, whatever. It's whatever. Let's see how well I did. Of course I did the top course, why not? Why wouldn't I? 18,000 average. I did almost better than, like, if I did 20,000 damage, I would have done more damage than both and both the guys in the platoon combined. Granted, the guy in the M1134 AT jump was not very smart, and he died pretty quickly. And I also got more spots than he did, and I got 4,800 damage of spotting. I don't know who was spotting down that river, but it was not worth it for spotting that river near the plutonium spot. But we did it. What to do now? Well, let's see if they want to platoon anyways. They probably won't be around for very long, but it's worth a try. Nope. One more game? Aw. One game. Oh, we can run the Object 279 together. Man, my Object 279 is better than yours because mine's the one with the flag and it's fancier. So, yeah. I win. Alright. No, I don't want that. Let's go for a mission to the middle. 0 hour. There we go. My Object 279 is in fact fancier than yours, Vader. Standard bearer. I'm bearing a flag. It's very unbearable. I'm gonna bear that flag. You'll see very, very shortly what it means to be a flag bearer. I'm gonna make bear puns for days. Why is he all the way up there? Why can't I be up there? Gosh dang it.
The PLM has armed several explosives throughout the plant. Disarm them before they detonate. Move it, Black Company. Several VIPs are still missing. We're tracking them through GPS, but our own jamming efforts are making it difficult.
Object 269 come through. Beep beep.
Load HE.
Stop. I missed.
Target down.
He's dead. He's dead, Jim.
Direct hit.
Who even was that? I don't know. Well, there's a scorpion.
Target eliminated.
He's dead. Excuse me, rush buys come through. Oh, he's dead.
Loader, identify target. Tank. We lit him up. Loader, AT. Penetrated. Target eliminated.
He's dead. Let's get that scorpion.
Our scouts see the flare. Coordinates logged.
Never mind, he'll just ram it. That works. I shall get the
One down.
explosives over
Howdy,
here.
Black Company. Another down, but we're still detecting explosives in the area.
Of course, there's still gonna be some in the southern area. Whatever. I'll get them nonetheless. All the same. It all works out.
Black Company, there are scientists still in the plant. Keep the ground clear so we can get the chopper in for evacuation. The location is clear.
I don't know
Good
if it'll
work.
make a difference by speed or not, but let's find out. When I press C, I get more ground resistance, I think. I don't know if this will help me on a flag. No, apparently that just makes my
Howdy, Black Company. The evac choppers are within range.
must move.
Load, AG.
Ouch. That caused a huge amount of damage.
Black Company, stand by for new intel. Loader, AG.
That's a HE hit. Full damage. Not bad, but damage.
Load, AG.
And he's dead. Hey, look, a weasel. Ever take a one shot that weasel?
Enemy destroyed.
It's not look like I can hit him. But there's a scorpion over there that I can definitely hurt.
Target down.
And then, dead like everything else I touch. Daddy, why does everything I touch die?
VIP secured.
Nick, please.
Evac incoming.
You're cursed.
Load, AG.
Seriously, nothing can pen my front armor.
Ammo up. Enemy
Maybe an
destroyed.
ATG. That might be an exception. Where's this
The
sheriff?
BLM have taken the town. Get over there and defend the perimeter while we evacuate the last of the civilians.
It's always about the civilians. Always.
Black Company, fresh intel.
After you shoot something you can't see, you know it never ends well. I should say, I've never seen a blind shot on Armored Warfare hit.
Loader, AG.
That missed. But that one hit.
Shiver us up. The engine's weak.
And I'm on fire. And my engine's gone.
Right engine's up.
That T-62-2A is gonna snipe.
We've got him, but there's another VIP still out there. Loader, AG.
Yeah, splash, good enough.
Target eliminated. All the VIPs are accounted for. Now, defend the town, Load, AG.
A-Team him. Fantastic. He's not gonna be getting up that very quickly.
Load, AG.
Ah, there's that weasel. I'll be able to kill him, yeah. There's a T-62 I can definitely do damage to. That T-62 is definitely fighting back that Leopard 1. So let's give that one hello and a spanking for being quite mean toward my comrades. Yeah?
Nice work. This is a great victory for us and a resounding defeat for the PLM.
Whatever. It all works out in the end. Well, we can definitely do this. Let's do it. We can make this work. Hello again, Mr. Merkava. Merkava is a very good game, or a very good tank. My very, very special camo. Right. Right? You jelly? I was the second best. Well, that's alright. See, but I can't, nope, wait, can I? Can I? Early Soviet? Ah, yeah. I can totally put skins on this. Yeah, that works. No, this is supposed to be early Soviet, but this is actually late Soviet. Yeah, late Soviet definitely works better. Show owned. Let's see if I can't find some my tags here. One Canadian flag and one Alpha Armored Warfare. Yes, that works. Equipped. Platoon? Darn. Okay. That's fair. Vader's gone. I know Hero's probably not going to want to platoon with me. And MO_E is probably gonna... He's probably in a battle area. He's probably a load here. I'm gonna just quickly check his dossier. Nope. His dossier is private. Why do people make that stuff private? I don't know. Does not make very much sense. Are you that ashamed of your score that you're gonna purposely hide it? Do you not like your stats that much at all? Are you nervous? Probably. I don't know. But I'm not here to judge. Well, I'm here to make money. That's all that really matters in the end, isn't it? All that really matters is that I make money. Because that's the way the world turns. There we go. That works. For that tank. The Scimitar. Scimitar is not a bad tank. Not a bad tank at all, really. That's the M48 Patton. And this, my friends, is the T62 Tier 10 World of Tanks tank thing, or jig. And then the M41. For some reason, it's the M41 Bulldog is equivalent. This is actually supposed to replace the Chaffee. It is this. I will admit, when I first played this tank, I was actually surprised how good it was, considering how bad it is in World Tanks. But this is actually it's actually a very decent tank, to be honest. This is the Abbott VE. It's a propelled gun, not bad. I still really think this. I still think this is a sexy tank. But Challenger 1 Fuelin is actually a really, really nice tank. It does perform very, very well. As you guys saw with that one mission, it did perform exceptionally well against it did perform exceptionally well under pressure. In that case, if I was an M1 Abrams, I am ashamed to admit that under the same circumstances that tank was able to thrive. The M1 Abrams would not even compare at all. Like, this is the tank the U.S. Military built. This is the tank that they basically went into Desert Storm with. This is the tank that a pair of British tankmen in the desert of Afghanistan were under fire an entire night for, I don't know. They probably had dinner in there, maybe a little bit after they had dinner. They went out for an operation. Their tracks got blown off, or their fuel ran out. I don't know which. And then, when they got ambushed, they were surrounded and they couldn't move because their tracks got blown off. And they're in that entire night until the very next morning, when their comrades could finally dig them out of the hole they got themselves into, and then the Taliban eventually ran away because they knew that they couldn't damage this tank at all. They couldn't destroy it. What they did do, however, was destroy the optics, the gun sights, all the ERA armor was gone. basically everything on the surface, like the smoke grenades, like those optics, another smoke grenade, all that stuff. Fuel tanks exploded, another track gone. Basically everything on the surface was destroyed, but the tank remained intact, and the crew remained unharmed. Now, while you can make the same claim in the M1 Abrams, as I said, in the last round I was in with this Challenger one, under the exact same circumstance, I would not be able to perform that well with the M1 Abrams, and here is why. None of that. Stats, and then compare that. Actually, I had to compare, and I am going to add compare to that. This is the M1 Abrams, and this is the Challenger 1 Theon. This has a better DPM, this has a better gun, and it has a better reload. But, here's the difference. The M1 Abrams has only 3,300 hit points, whereas the Challenger 1 Theon has 3,900. That is actually quite a bit more health than you think it is. And this has 640 millimeters compared to 635 millimeters of frontal armor, and it is sloped. And despite the fact that the M1 Abrams is using depleted uranium composite armor, the British are using their secret formula for composite trouble armor, which to this day is still top secret, and nobody knows what's in the composite armor. Not even the U.S. Army, and the U.S. Army claims that the depleted uranium composite armor that they still use to this day on their Abrams is much more superior to the British trouble armor. Now, the British Army, they recently upgraded the armor. You can see this when you go to the vehicles and look down the line a little bit further. Not this one, but the Shishkin. This is the Challenger one that we were looking at, right? And then this is the newer reiteration after. It gets replaced by with a new composite rigid armor type that actually gives it a bigger armor boost. Its turret armor doesn't look as good, but when you consider the fact that you can get the TRA kit, it boosts the side of the armor to 400 millimeters, which is great, but they actually did switch to the depleted uranium composite that the U.S. Army actually looks like it uses, but kind of different. I don't know what the difference is, but there is a difference. I just can't tell you off the top of my head what the difference between what the British Army uses for their composite armor and what the U.S. Army uses for their composite armor. And then the last what did I do? The current reiteration is the Challenger 2 ATDU, which let me go back to this. Let me go back to the garage, the vehicles here, and bring up the Challenger ATDU in here. 700. Instead of using it still uses the same depleted uranium composite armor. It just comes with a bigger and better package. Now, the reason why I do prefer the Challenger 2 ATDU over the Abrams that I'm currently going for is for this reason. Well, on the surface, the XM1A3 looks a whole lot better. The problem that the XM1A3 has is that that's almost flat or as flat as you can make it. Because all you're really getting with that 183, XM183 is let me just bring in that. Let me just bring up the XM183 so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Let's go preview. So under this is kind of angled, but that's pretty much all you get. If you're going against a if you're going against a anti-tank guided missile, there's a chance that once that armor gets shredded, I mean that armor is gonna save you quite a bit of pain in the butt. As I shown you guys before, if you remember from the last stream I did, when I equipped this ERA armor, that ERA armor, when I reached into the center of town and defended it, was completely shredded. Like the vast majority of it was gone, but that's only because it was taking so many anti-tank guided missile hits from the side. And when it comes to armored warfare, and you're taking anti-tank guided missiles, you want to take those on the side, simply because you do have that armor, that explosive reactive armor. That is what it is there for. But once that is gone, unfortunately, that's it for you. There's also no real guarded plates to the rear, as you can see. And it is a very, very boxy shape. It is a literal box. You are pretty much as boxed as you can get. Now, if we go back to the Challenger 2 ATDU, and don't ask me what ATDU stands for, I don't know. Ask the British. But when we go to preview, you don't get the same bamboo armor. You just get that same box ERA armor that the US was using with their reiteration of the XM1A3. Now, here's the thing with this British tank, right? The US Army uses periscopes, right? The British Army still uses that little window right there to drive. That's where the driver gets in. That's where the driver is. The British Army recognizes that you have to protect the driver if you're going to give him a visible eye port. And for those of you who might be wondering if the driver actually pokes his head out and it's getting dangerously close to whack his head, there are actually safety measures deliberately put in so the Challenger will never actually smack that driver on the head unless you're like 6'5", 6'8", something ridiculous like that. To this day, I still don't know how their chieftain actually managed to. If you don't remember the chieftain, he's actually one of the. He's actually one of the historic guys from Wargaming. But aside from that, I don't know how he hasn't whacked his head on this thing yet, because he is actually over 6 foot. But I suppose that comes down to the fact that you could actually recline the seat in the driver's seat on the Challenger 2 quite far down. One of the other things I want to point out with the Challenger 2 and the XM1A3 is the turret armor. So while the Challenger 2 does have better front hull armor in practice rather than in theory, the Challenger 2, the XM1A3 definitely does have the ace in the hole in terms of armor on the turret. That is definitely for sure. But that is why I want the Challenger 2, is because look at that armor. It is absolutely astounding. And while it is a little bit less curved than XM1A3, it is simply down to the fact that the British did in fact bother to put ERA armor on the bottom, which is where most tanks will actually hit their target. Now me, I know where the weak spot on this thing is, and it's like right down there. So you can completely negate all that if you just hit right down at the bottom. That's just me. But yeah, that is why I want the Challenger 1 8 or Challenger 2 ATDU. Let's get down to Prometheus here. Hello, Casey Airsoft Scene. How's it going? Sorry if this is a little bit boring for you, but just going over some theory and some practice. But that's just me. The real boring part of this game is just waiting for the whole timer to go down. One of the things I do like, and I do want to also pull up, is the Merkava. I'm just going to compare these two quickly. So the Challenger, or no, the Merkava definitely has a better rate of fire, but that's one of the things I just don't particularly care for, and that's just down to me, is I don't care for the Merkava's autoloader. Once you expend all 4 magazines, it just takes so long to reload them all. And that for me is just like, I'm one of those people that just like single load, autoload, not, like, I just don't care for autoloaders. That's just me, but the Merkava's armor is not that bad. It's not bad. The thing about the Merkava, I find, is that it was actually designed by Israel, and it was completely built by the crew. From the front back. That is what makes the Merkava interesting. Because they went for crew first. Because Israel does not have a very big military. I don't know if you know this, but they do not have a very big military compared to their neighbors. And their neighbors are quite nasty. And that just comes down to the political turmoil that's happening in the Middle East, such as what's happening in Israel right now with, if you haven't heard, with the whole situation in Israel and Jordan, and they just want freedom, but Israel's just not going to give it to them. And then with the last battle I remember Israel getting into was the battle against Egypt, and they just completely rolled them over. Not even kidding you on that. Israel literally rolled over their neighbor.
Black Company, your mission today is to retrieve the nuclear missiles and their launch codes. They are being transported in the wrecked cargo ship along the shore. The lines of Nick will know you're on the way, and resistance will be heavy. Once everything is in your possession, you must contact us immediately with the codes over the secure line. Good luck. Black Company, failure is not an option.
I don't know. The loaders are getting something out of this ship. That's a very nasty hole. That's probably where they're, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be
There's the wreck. Hold the area long enough for missiles to get loaded out of the Black Company, the lines of Nick will have stolen some valuable intel regarding our future operations. Find them and destroy them before they can escape and get things done. Road squash. Identify target. Tank. Motor Sabo.
Leverage. Germans do know how to build a very good tank.
Target eliminated.
They take off after the Americans. Much for my taste. But the Germans do have very distinct style, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate the German tank style for what it actually is.
Strike down. EXE.
See what I mean? But the battle with the
repaired.
British crew in this tank.
Load Sabo.
I was not kidding. They literally took down the sites. You can just see how easy it is for this tank to just take down my optics. But that's the advantage because they can't hurt this tank, so they just go for the optics or whatever is the soft spot in hopes of doing.
Site repairs. All right. More heads and codes are in our possession. Head to the comm tower to relay the codes to base. You're going to need to power up the generator to get the tower working.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I got the armor for. I got the armor to take advantage of that poor taste of armor.
Loader Sabo.
I'll just take down that helicopter for you all. I don't think anyone's gonna get the helicopters at C3 and C7. I doubt it. That Stingray's up there all by himself. I don't know why he just did that, but I'll be up there in a minute. The X-1's gonna be up there. Yeah, the X-1 was that pre-development of M1 Abrams, that's it. It's a prototype.
Identified. Hostile tank. Load Sabo. Load
let's
squad.
load hash for this one. Just that too. Because look, there's a rank that I can pin the bottom with the hash with.
Identified. Hostile PC. Load squad.
That ATGM did not pin my farm armor. That's how good this thing is. Come on. Come at me with all your
Loader squad.
Come at me. I do not care for your ATGMs. I will take them all. Just don't be shooting my
Loader squad.
Let's get rid of that. Tom's dead. Then just finish up off the ramp go. Never mind. One of my teammates finished off the ramp and did a little buddy to the south. Or to the right.
Load squad.
The FE 510 is almost dead. Okay, it's not reloading yet, but there is a Terminator 2 behind me. I did
Identified.
not see that.
Hostile PC. Loader squad.
He was almost gonna fire me, but he died before he could even. Thanks, guys.
Load squad.
And that's a saber. Sabers are dangerous. We know this. They fire deadly. They have a very deadly gun. Although it is an autoloader, so it does not affect bullets. You see, this is why British love hash. If you're wondering why British love hash, this is why.
Enemy destroyed. Load squad. Ammo up. Penetrated.
It just does so much damage in tournaments. Basically, my explosive makes them with better penetration because of the networks.
Enemy destroyed.
And instead, with more powerful melee, let's focus on that Stingray. Let's request some fire on that Stingray. So it's wiggling our. Is it time for sexy butt time?
Well good. The transport is waiting for us on a beach on the west side of the island. Generators up. Encrypting and sending data. Hold the area. No time to waste. Move out.
Oh, that's all the way over there. Okay. Hope one of the Stingrays figures out that I'm not gonna get the secondaries. Yeah, I have much more armor than that XM1 does. He thinks he has armor, but he really doesn't. He thinks his armor is as good as the Abrams because it has the what should we call it?
Load squad. Identified. Hostile tank.
My brain's going dead.
Thermal light. Gun's been hit. Shit, guns out.
Depleted uranium.
Identify target. Hostile PC.
I used to think that the
Target locked. Target locked.
armor was actually
Gun clear. There's the transport. Hold the area and fight the whole attack system and missiles have been loaded and are safely away. Optics online.
Just in time, chaps.
It's fixed.
Oh, we
Moving
did
out.
not
You've
defend
done well,
it.
Black Company. Good job.
Oh wait, we did defend it. Yay! I thought it was one of those for a second there I was thinking it was a capture, but no, it's a defense. That was a defense objective, so as long as I was alive, it didn't really matter. I wonder how much damage I actually blocked from all that, because that was constant fire. And this is what I was talking about. If I was in the M1 Abrams equivalent here, I would not have been able to survive that. I literally would not have been able to survive any of that. The M1 Abrams just does not have the armor that at that tier until you get later down the later tiers, where it's just not adequate enough to deal with the threats that you deal with in this game. That's just one of the things, is in the US was building their tanks, they built it for infantry defense. They built their Abrams. The reason why it looks the way it does is because it was there to help defend the infantry. In the Afghan wars, in the Iraqi wars, there's not a whole lot of cover in the desert. So when the Abrams arrives and supports your troops, like, you kind of need something that is pretty big and is able to carry so many supplies, because it's a very much a logistical war as much as it is a defensive war. When you're down to, and when you have your armor, you want to be able to protect your troops from, and this tank, for the type of war it was fighting, it is absolutely phenomenal. It can take down RPG-7s, it can take down guided rockets from the side, it can definitely help defend your infantry. I mean, logistically, it's a nightmare to fuel, because you literally have to, because while it's out in the field, it's very vulnerable, because you have to bring up a fuel truck, and that fuel truck does not have any armor whatsoever to speak of. So if that thing explodes, you're kind of screwed. You are kind of screwed out in the desert if that ever happens. I do not know of any situation where that has actually happened yet. Hopefully that will never actually happen, ever, because that would definitely suck. But let's pray that that never happens to any of the troops ever. Yeah, because that would be a very bad situation to be in. That is why I love the Challenger 1 and Challenger 2, is because for the type of warfare that they are expected to fight, they do excel. Much like the Abrams. The reason why it is so good is because for the role it was built for, it is very good. The reason why it is very boxy is because it wasn't meant to deal with tanks. There aren't very, like, the tanks that Iraq and Afghanistan do have are things like T-54s, things that the Soviet Union used to produce, but no longer produce, and they don't have the budget to buy the Russians' current model of the T-14. I can imagine if they could buy it, they absolutely would buy the T-14. They just don't have the budget because their economy is an absolute shambles at the moment. But here we are in the Italian C1 Ariete, and this the front armor on this is not bad. But you can definitely see where the Italians definitely learned their lesson. Reinforced armor at the front to protect the crew, absolutely. Yeah, the engine is less.
Black Company, we spotted laser throw forces loading dangerous materials on cargo trucks. They're jamming our satellites. We need eyes on the ground. Get in there and stop them before they get away.
To protect the crew, you can replace an engine. You can fix it. It may take a few months, but you may have to replace it entirely and take it out of service for again maybe a few months. But an engine is entirely replaceable, but you cannot replace a crew.
Take out their satellite jammers so we can track their movements in the area.
Identified.
You give them, that is irreplaceable. And that's the Russians have learned. That's what that the
Identify
Israelis
target.
are
Hostile
taking
tank.
into account when they built the Merkava.
Currently damaged. ATS not shot a shot. Identify target. Hostile tank. Motor Sabo. We took a hit.
Let's defend the tank as much as possible and the troops that surround it.
They nailed us. Several up.
Take one.
Identify. Hostile tank.
That is not good.
Motor Sabo.
I need help. Right now.
Okay. It's sick. Moving out. Target down.
I cannot take that much damage.
APS up.
Alright, that one's down. I destroyed a turret ring on that. There's the Terminator that was hurting me earlier. Alright, the Terminator is down. That's all that's left is those two tanks. And I hit the structure. That sucked. I'm sure we can make up for it.
Motor
Heat.
heat.
And you hit the post. Well, that explains why. I'm in a tier 9 majority game. This sucks.
No men. Shit, we've still a track.
And I'm cracked. Once again.
It's sick. Moving out.
I don't care about the secondaries. You guys can go grab them if you care about them. But I honestly couldn't care less about the secondaries on this map. They're pieces of garbage. But now let's keep moving. I can take a few more hits from tanks.
Laser throw cargo truck spotted heading
At
west.
the very
Get out there and stop them before we lose them in the mountains.
a couple dozen at the very most, or two at the very least, and a couple dozen at the most.
Black Company, we're running out of time. Secure the targets before they get away.
All over there we go. It might take them a few dozen rounds to hurt me, or to even kill me to begin with.
Oh, heat.
And that's that. Let's see if I can go scout for my comrades.
We're still getting a little interference. There must be one more out there. The signal is coming in loud and clear.
Version 3. I got the last signal. It looks like I'm gonna be the guinea pig that's scouting for my entire team. Even though I don't have the armor.
We've sent in a jet to block their path.
Where the
That
hell?
should buy you a few more minutes.
Identify. Hostile tank. Look at hit. They hit the ammo rack. Load, Sabo. Turret's clear. Ammo rack, back up. Track's up, moving out. Up. Load, Sabo. Identify target. Hostile tank.
Thank you. Finally, someone got it. Finally, someone understood that I wasn't able to do all this on my own. And it's stepped up to the thing that I need. At least someone understands that I kind of need help to do all this stuff.
Motor Sabo.
And I killed a gunner, which is fantastic for me. Let's finish off that leopard.
Threat destroyed.
He's dead. Now to get that fragile PLO-1. The PLO-1, isn't PLO-1 supposed to be a stealth tank, not an actual combat tank?
Target destroyed.
I don't know. I mean, when I saw the preview for it, it was supposed to be a tank that was supposed to be invisible to most of the
Motor,
enemy.
identify target.
I
Hostile
really
PC.
see that that you cannot really do much. That it's not very stealthy. It's not a very stealthy main battle tank. Not at all. Not by any means.
Load Sabo.
There's the T-90MS, which apparently is pretty much indestructible, but the T-40 is really
Motor Sabo.
according to Russia. Which, let's be honest, that's not the case. And the M1 Abrams is dead because he got too he got way too aggressive. And he's dead for that, for his mistake that he needed to be aggressive to get all the spotting damage, but that was a big mistake.
Identify target.
I need to switch back to AP armor.
No man. Identify target. Hostile tank.
That's a Challenger 2.
Load Sabo.
Now.
Load Sabo. The track is hit.
We need to take down that Challenger 2, otherwise it's gonna be a
Loader Sabo.
That Challenger 2 is gonna be a problem unless I take it down. It's gonna be me alone on that one.
Identify target. Target destroyed. Hostile PC. Load Sabo.
And they attack the BMD because it's a easy target.
Enemy destroyed.
Alright, let's keep going. T-14 is there. I cannot pen it from there, but I can pen it from there.
Identify target. Enemy destroyed.
And it's gone.
Hostile tank.
Alright, let's get that Bradley. Since I have
Loader Sabo.
and switch to AP's armor piercing, discarding Sabo. Let's recover the plutonium. I do not have the most damage, but for someone that's not top tier, I am actually pulling my weight more so than the M3 there that died earlier. Although I can't say that was by accident.
Load Sabo.
That was an overmatch. How the heck did I overmatch Leopard? No, seriously, how the heck does that actually work? I'm genuinely curious. How the heck did I manage to penetrate that?
You've done it, Black Company. We'll take it from here.
Not that
Sit
matters
tight.
anyways.
We're sending a hazmat
It's
team to
dead
recover the materials
That's
safely.
all that really matters. We did capture that objective, and we won. Operation Basilisk is done. Let's see how well I did in that game. Oh, let's find out. Alright, teams, ouch. I did not do that well. I did better. That guy's probably the one that died down below me. He's probably the one that died. Oh no, all in all, I don't think I did that badly, actually. I did more damage than that, than the 182, but Bobby got more damage than he did, or got more kills, got more damage than he did, got more spots, got more spotting damage. The only reason I can think of that he got more reputation than I did, more global reputation than I did, is because he either completed a mission or he's just in a platoon, and that's the reason why he got more reputation than I did. But other than that, yeah. Alright. I want to see if I can't unlock anything yet with my, I'm halfway there. 65% till I can actually get tier 9 with this sequence Ariete. And then, once I finish completing this tank, I can finally get the Challenger 2. I will probably have to sell some of my tanks to get that far, but I doubt that'll be a problem. Now for the boring part of waiting for a match, because nobody's ever playing this game, because this is a very, very boring game, apparently. Tier 8, hard difficulty mission. How's it going, guys? How's your evening? There we go. Operation Harbinger. Operation Harbinger was the mission where we have to defend the village, but just before we have to defend the village, we get ambushed, right? I am probably right. No, I am definitely right. I am definitely right. Yeah, that is it. We're gonna get ambushed, and I am not in the right tank for this. Or am I? After all, I am in a C1 Ariete. But there is a Challenger 1 Falcon. This is the Type 62B. Not a bad tank. That's the Challenger 1 Falcon. That's an ugly tank. That is a very ugly tank. And then there's this the Stingray. And then the E-18
Black Company, move into the town square. The Lions of Nequil are trying to take the town, forcing citizens to join the cause, or kidnapping them for ransom. Clear them out. Heads up, Black Company. Enemy intel and recon trucks are in the area. It's a bit out of your way, but if you can take them out, they'll lose their eyes and ears in this battle.
Loader, heat.
That was damage.
Identify targets. Hostile tank. Loader, heat.
Hit. Damage from spotting. Fantastic. I like nice spotting damage.
Target eliminated.
Right. See if we can't get further into the town before we get even more ambushed than we already were. I don't know. Let's find out.
Identify. Hostile PC.
Right there.
Target destroyed.
That was easy. That was the easiest kill ever. It literally walked right into my hands.
Ammo up.
And there's a swing for that's going into town. Let's go intercept them.
Identify. Hostile tank.
There's a
Loader, heat.
That's a surprise. Was not expecting that.
Identify target. Hostile tank. Fix it. Loader,
Run away
heat.
from me. Don't run away from Papa Human Bear. Oh, you.
Penetrated. Identify target. Hostile PC.
Maybe shake
Stop moving out. Just not got a shot. Loader, heat.
And might be fair. Rika
Track down.
beating you all day long.
Loader, heat.
Are you all scared? Give me your expeditionary tank. Nope.
Track stop,
You're
moving
still
out.
scared of me.
Loader, heat.
Let's pick
Sight hit. Optic damage. Sight down. Damage. Sight down. Hit me. Low heat. Identify target. Hostile PC. Alright, I'm just online. Sight is up.
That guy.
Low heat. ATS up. Restore track. Low heat.
And there goes my track again.
The inner track.
off that BMP. Thank you, Mr. Keen, Type 95, or 98B.
No effect.
Did not hit him. I'm not gonna get that kill. Whatever. Let's get back to the cap circle so I can start capping. Looks like there's a weasel and a swing car still over there. Near E3. They probably moved, but yeah, they. That Terminator got my rear. That was not very good. That swing car is not being touched. Let's go take care of that swing car. Yeah, unless nobody's done. Looks like people are killing it. No, I'm not gonna get into this swing car over there. Let's see if I can't use something to it. Nope. That would be negatory. Yeah, swing car, go get that objective. Yeah, you should feel ashamed. Yeah. Yeah, you should feel ashamed that you're not getting in that last objective.
Awesome, thanks.
And there was the Terminator. Let's see if I can't kill it. It is running away from me.
Good work, Black Company. You've gone above and beyond, and I'll make sure you're rewarded for it.
Let's take this can't pin her front armor with the 18 gems that you life depends on it. And it does! He and his crew are dead. And their life depended on the fact that they might be able to kill me when their 18 gems could possibly pin my armor, but they didn't. They really did. They missed out on that. 3 seconds to 2, 1, and now we have the objective. And now all we have to do is just hold it. This is where it gets a bit crazy.
We just got intel that enemy reinforcements are incoming. They may burn the place down instead of letting us rescue the civilians.
I am at risk of dying, and hopefully I do not die. But then again, everyone's at risk of dying. That Type 96B is actually doing pretty well for himself. There's a warrior right behind me.
No effect.
And it did. Wait, did that actually bounce?
Loader, heat.
Like, how did that work? No, that was just the alarm off the capture.
Enemy destroyed.
That's fun.
Object damage.
Would you move all your ATGMs if you will?
Enemy destroyed.
You're dead. Looks like that Challenger 1 Falcon is almost dead. And once he's dead, that's it for him. That's kaput. He's gonna be kaput when he's dead. He does not have very much armor, does he? Then again, but if I die, that's gonna be kaput for me.
Loader, heat. Loader, Sabo. Loader, Sabo.
We have to take down that swimmer. That's a dangerous tank right there. I mean, it's small, but it is dangerous.
Loader, heat.
Oh, we got 3 light tanks.
Loader, heat.
Yeah, we have to take care of that. Now this BMD3 has to be dealt with.
Low heat.
And then another BMD4. That'll be done killed.
Target locked on. Hostile tank. Loader, heat. Target locked.
And all that remains is 2 replicas. Until they get reinforcements. Or another wave.
Low heat. Target locked on. Target's gone.
It's not going to pin my armor. But again, I can't pin his armor effectively either, unless...
Loader, heat.
He's just not being very smart. But I can totally pin his front armor. Like this.
Loader, heat.
And now just one more shot and he's dead. They're just pinning his turret, but that does not do very much damage.
Low heat.
Yay,
Good
we won.
work, Black Company. Hold your position and wait for civilian evac.
I died, but nope, we won. Yay, we won. Let's see how well I did. Oh, it's actually a very good victory. That's not as harsh as I was thinking it was gonna be. Usually it seems a little bit more brutal than that, but not this game. I guess it's down to the fact that we actually had quite a bit of teamwork going for me. And it's that teamwork that actually helped me quite a bit on that. That will be it. Actually, yeah, that'll be it for my stream for now. But before I go, let's just check out my team here. I did the second best. It looks like that Type 96B was a premium. I know that Challenger Falcon is a premium, but I actually was not expecting that Type 96B to be a premium. But that does explain why it was doing so well. 20,000 damage, 14 kills. I only did 16,000 damage and only got 6 kills. But I did get 35 spots and 1,500 damage, spotting damage though. There's one thing I like about this game is it does reward spotting damage very much. But which is why the Challenger on Falcon I actually got quite a fair share of experience from that. But until then, stay shiny.